got to wonder what our scientific community, NASA, and all the rest are doing right now. I realize there's a shutdown going on, but this is occurring before the shutdown.
And this thing's heading our direction, Congressman. I just want to ask you about one other issue while I have.
This new telescope was made to scan the sky, and within the first 10 hours of it being on, it discovered 2,000 new objects all moving in a swarm formation. Have you seen this video? This is the actual footage from the telescope. Look at all of these different objects. Tell me, are these just asteroids, just comets? Look how they're moving.
I can say that this is an armada of ships.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This video right here is pretty damn creepy, so I gotta watch it with y'all, man. How y'all been? How y'all been doing? Did y'all miss me? Well, we're back, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's get this video to 15,000 likes. Share with your friends and your family so we can get the word out here. Or not, nigga. It's cool. We do without you too. But hey, man, hopefully y'all been having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're in some weird times. There's thousands of ships now heading towards Earth. Make sure that y'all don't believe everything that y'all see in these videos. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments down below. Let's get into this thing. I love y'all. I gotta say that to y'all before something weird happens and the internet just goes out for forever.
Curse of knowing too much. Here's the truth no one talks about. Intelligence can ruin your life, not because you're wrong, but because you see too much. You notice the fake smiles, you hear the lies under their compliments. You see the cracks in the system, the flaws in people, and the games they play to survive. You outgrow conversations, you can't enjoy the party, because your brain's analyzing the why behind every word spoken. And that ruins the magic. Most people get to live in blissful ignorance. You're cursed with clarity. And here's the twisted part. The smarter you are, the lonelier it gets, because surface level doesn't stimulate you. And real depth? That scares people away. So what do? You pretend, you shrink, you play dumb to fit in. But deep down you know, this world wasn't built for people like you. It was built to reward those who don't ask why. So if you feel out of place, you're not broken. You're just awake in a world that's asleep. And that, my friend, is both your burden and your power.
Did somebody just get on Betty White internet and say, this is the first time we're sending somebody to the moon? The moon?
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit. That is awesome.
The fuck you mean first time? So what the fuck did Neil ass do? So Neil ain't did shit.
He already told us.
So
He already said it didn't happen. Let's keep watching.
So somebody got good footage of the clouds flowing over the mountaintops. I want y'all to pay attention to this light right here. Because maybe UFOs could be fallen angels. Because this UFO that you are about to see is exactly how the Bible describes how angels look. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Because you're about to witness something very strange. Look at this. Now you can't tell me that doesn't look scary. Look at that. Right in the clouds. Now I'm gonna show y'all again in slow motion exactly what you just witnessed. Now it's a chance that UFOs could be fallen angels if you look at this video. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think about this, because this right here blew my mind.
They're coming! The sky's opening up! 3i Atlas is the mothership! Hide now, all of you! Hide while you still can!
You need to get up and leave the store if you don't have...
Here comes another big ship coming in. Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at the structure all the way out here. See it? Totally different structure shape. That is a massive, massive ship right there coming in. Wow. Look at that one. This is why they took the site down, because they're all coming in now in mass. I told you would start seeing more of them. This has to be why they took the site down. That is awesome. That is totally cool. And guess what? Looks like a totally different shape than the last one. That's why it's not a ham radio signature.
Right.
These are actual ships, people. Wake up.
What the fuck, guys? The Rubin telescope has discovered thousands of objects coming out of deep space along the same trajectory and going alongside 3i Atlas. Listen to this.
The data poured in, a cascade of new bodies bleeding out of the darkness around 3i Atlas, as if some hidden factory had opened. The first night, Rubin logged 989 objects emerging from the 3i Atlas region. By the second night, the count had already surged to 1,355. On the sixth night, it was 1,796. By the seventh, 2,104. 3 days later, the tally ripped past 4,000. The multiplication was continuing, all headed toward Earth. The swarm didn't burst into being, it grew in real time, with new objects appearing in the scans every few hours like fresh production runs from a factory. But why Rubin telescope can detect these objects, not other telescopes on Earth? Because no other telescope on Earth is built like Rubin. Its enormous 8.4 meter mirror and the largest, most powerful astronomical camera ever built, a 3.2 gigapixel eye, sweep across the heavens every night, capturing oceans of starlight at once, instead of staring at a single patch. That is why it could show what no one else could, thousands of bodies spilling out of deep space in perfect formation. And what made it so terrifying was the uniformity. Spectral reports showed every object shared the same speed, the same trajectory, the same strange green-tinted tail as 3i Atlas. Ave Loeb confirmed nickel, cobalt, and high-temperature alloys, the kind of metals forged under industrial conditions, all had the same unusual carbon monoxide-driven glow. Until that moment, every amateur and professional astronomer had seen only one object. Now, there were thousands. Infrared spectroscopy made it worse. Each of these bodies was about 1/10 the size of 3i Atlas, yet apparently powered by a core twice as powerful. 3i Atlas had already puzzled scientists with an estimated 10 gigawatt power source inferred from its core, but the new companions appeared to radiate 20 gigawatts each. Even our most advanced reactors cannot match that power to mass ratio. Our biggest power plants weigh thousands of tons to produce only a few gigawatts. These objects are no larger than a city block, yet each one radiates enough power to light entire nations while hurtling through space.
What the fuck is going on, guys? Seriously. We are literally in for it by the looks of it. We've got an armada and thousands of objects heading our way. Holy fuck.
Did you know there's a secret plan called Project Bluebeam, where powerful elites, in collaboration with NASA, are allegedly preparing to fake an alien invasion to create a one-world government and one-world religion? The theory claims they will project massive 3D holograms into the sky, alien ships, religious figures, even apocalyptic events. So realistic that people would believe they're witnessing a global miracle or attack. But it doesn't stop at visuals. Using low-frequency mind control waves, they would beam thoughts directly into people's minds, making them believe these visions are divine commands. The ultimate goal? To create fear and confusion so intense that humanity begs for global unity, willingly accepting total digital control over their lives. Believers say it's a psychological operation in 3 steps. Fake a crisis, trigger mass panic, and then offer a solution that consolidates all power under a single authority. While mainstream media dismisses it as pure science fiction, advancements in holographic technology, AI, and brain-computer interfaces have made this theory feel less like fantasy and more like a script.
We gotta think about that, though. There's a lot of people that, we speak about these videos and stuff, and the videos get a lot of views, right? But we're a small percentage of the world. And not many people know that those programs actually did exist, and they can look them up and find the research on them and everything, like Project Bluebeam and stuff like that. These things really did exist, and why would they be working on something like that if they didn't intend to use it in some shape or form, right? So just think about that. So that's definitely an option. It's not always something from the sky. This can be I think what we're going through is multi-dimensional. It's not one thing. And I think when everybody speaks about, oh, it's happening to us internally, exteriorly, interdimensionally, I think that everybody in their own way is definitely correct. It's happening on every level. I think that these ships are coming here physically, but they're not coming here to destroy us or do anything to us. I think they're coming to watch us ascend to a higher level of consciousness altogether. That's why we're in this thing called Life Together. Make sure y'all subscribe. Let's get back to it.
Aries is actually the head of the body. They are the alpha. So when we talk about the third eye atlas being in front of Mars, this is a clear indication of what's going on inside your body. Now see, Galactic family, my spirit worked me up and told me to do some research on the 3-Eye Atlas because I went to sleep watching Don't Look Up. Yeah, you know the
Okay.
movie that came out about 2021 on Netflix? That one. Upon watching this movie, it seemed eerily similar to what we're experiencing right damn now. But I didn't really come here to talk about the movie. Just watch it for yourself when you get the time. I actually came to give my interpretation of what's going on now that we understand some level of this is happening through the body. Now, see, we have to gather some understanding, or maybe some understanding, because that's what my spirit really wanted to say. What the hell exactly is the atlas and where is it located in your body? The atlas is actually the very last part of your vertebrae, C1, that carries your head. Let that sit there and marinate for a second, just a second. And the god Atlas is actually a Greek god that dealt with holding the weight of the world, or holding the perception of your earth. The reason why I wanted us to park that there is because we have to realize where they say the 3-Eye Atlas has positioned itself. In front of Mars. And isn't it so happen that we are having a full moon in Aries that is ruled by Mars? And when we think about Aries, Aries is what? The head. And so when we speak about the fact that the third eye atlas has stationed itself in front of Mars, and we talk about Mars or Aries being the head, then that means that your spirit has stationed itself at the last stop in your medulla oblongata, or aka the mouth of God, and it's about to bring you the gifts. You know those gifts back in 2021 that they said we were going to have? How December 12th, 2021, we were going to receive some level of X-Men type of gifts? It wasn't then. It's now. And we also have to take note at the simple fact that the C1 is located in the third eye area, right? 3-Eye Atlas. Your C1 connects to the third eye. Part that there too. All throughout that movie, they were giving us symbolisms of what the hell was about to happen at this very moment. Realize how in the movie, Ariana Grande was there singing, right, in front of people, looking very whimsical. And it almost gave you the understanding of the movie Wicked she has, okay? And if you notice, she has horns, or her hair is shaped like horns. that signify Aries. And the government being shut down at this time, this is a clear indication that you do not need anybody presiding over your earth. You are your own Lord of your earth. Get in tune, get in touch with your ancestors, with your spiritual ancestors, because they are the ones that are going to give you the cosmic answers through your cosmic family. If you have not made your altar yet, it is a perfect time to do it, given that it is Hoodoo Heritage Month. Get in there.
So y'all heard about that guy who found that alien and has it in his house? No, not the guy with the black goo alien. I'll do an update on him soon. And no, not the boogosphere. This is a completely different guy. That's right, we have another hero. But instead of a sphere, this one's more like a rod cone type of thing. It also has writing on it that's just like the boogosphere. I mean, check out this video and tell me if it's real. As you can see, he has it in this basement, and every time he goes to record it, the lights start to really flicker. And this is really weird. He puts this radio frequency next to it, and it starts to shake like it wants to get out of there, and tries to do some tests with it. So far he's found out it's just like that alien. It burns plants, the stand that it's on, and him.
What the Why is it over here?
Needless to say, it's doing a lot of strange behavior. Also, the symbols on it really do look like 3-Eye Atlas. The words that are written on it also look like 2 comets approaching a sun. So we got another hero, y'all. Somebody who came through, saw a UFO, and went and snagged it for themselves, put it in a basement. This is exclusive breaking news. So if you go to his YouTube channel, he doesn't have that many followers, and follow him and ask questions and see if this is real. It's looking like some alien force really wants us to find all of these alien drones and even aliens right now. We really got to appreciate them all doing it for the culture, you know? It's becoming harder to deny what's happening now. And I promise I have nothing to do with any of this. I'm just sharing this information. Now, I have my theories on this. What do you think it is? Are we being invaded?
I think it's I think those things, remember the movie, the 3-Body Problem, that series, right? I think that they are the things that were here projecting and help control our reality here, you know, suppressing our reality. And I think it's time that we are about to ascend to a higher level, so it's no need for those things, and they're starting to fall from our atmosphere because we are about to step forward and rise as a people altogether. Y'all let me know y'all theories in the comments down below. That's just my thoughts about it.
Watch Finnerty, you will be familiar with this next story. Right now, as we speak, 3-Eye Atlas, an enormous glowing object the size of Manhattan, is speeding toward Earth on what appears to be a planned, coordinated trajectory. It's going so fast that you could fly from New York to Los Angeles in just 1 minute. Now, conventional scientists say that it's just a comet. Of course they're going to say that. But it's doing things that comets just don't do. No comet we've ever seen. So what is it?
Suggested the object has alien origins. He came on this show to say so a while back, even saying the object could be on a mission to release, quote, mini probes that could invade Earth.
Since then, things have gotten very, very interesting. According to astronomers, 3-Eye Atlas has all kinds of surprises. We've only seen a handful of blurry shots that look like a tail is kind of starting to form. There's the unusual chemical signatures. It's producing way more nickel than iron, and scientists don't really know why. And when it comes to size, some estimates say it's about 3 miles wide. In comparison, Manhattan, it's only about 2 miles wide, and that is at its widest point. Finally, the very rare trajectory.
You got to wonder what our scientific community, NASA, and all the rest are doing right now. I realize there's a shutdown going on, but this is occurring before the shutdown.
And this thing's heading our direction, Congressman. I just want to ask you about one other issue while I have you. Sorry to cut you off, sir.
The shutdown.
You received intelligence
Pay attention.
that suggests that there are perhaps deep water alien bases right now sitting on the ocean floor on this planet. Is that accurate?
I would say that's pretty accurate.
This is a star. This is a galaxy. And this is a new object discovered by the Rubin Observatory's Space and Time mission. Here's another new object. And here's another. This new telescope was made to scan the sky, and within the first 10 hours of it being on, it discovered 2,000 new objects all moving in a swarm formation. Have you seen this video? This is the actual footage from the telescope. Look at all of these different objects. Tell me, are these just asteroids, just comets? Look how they're moving. So first we get 3i Atlas, then we get Swan R2, and now they turn on this telescope and they see a literal swarm surrounding Earth. Here, as you can see, they back the camera up and you can see it's literally a swarm headed towards Earth. They literally turned this thing on for like 10 hours. And in a 10-hour period, they saw over 2,000 objects flying in a swarm, looking like they have intelligence to it. And everybody's wondering why all the governments and the militaries and everybody's coming together, having all these secret meetings and surprise meetings. And none of this is on the news. None of this is on the news. None of this Atlas, Swan, Lemon, none of it's on the news. And it's like, this is major news. Why is it on the news? And if you're wondering how they did this new telescope takes a video of the night sky every couple of days. And over a 10-year period, it will make a complete video of the entire universe. This is called a Space and Time Project, and this is the telescope that they're going to use to do it. So yes, this video is real. And as you can see, they found over 2,000 objects swarming in just the first 10 hours. You already know what I think. The kingdom is coming back. Let's be real. What is that? Are we being invaded?
I can say that this is an armada of ships. Because if you look at it, let's just shrink it. There's thousands of them. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. This is actually what they look like right here. They're not like the ships that we have here. Absolutely not.
It should be on the front page of every newspaper in the world. It should be the head news story everywhere in the world that a xenomorph, like an alien or serpent or whatever you want to call it, gray alien, everybody has a name for it. Just say a xenomorph, alien type being.
That shit better not come.
Has been found in a hieroglyph.
They not invited, y'all. They not invited to the Earth cookout. You feel me? Like that. That's diabolical.
Eating a hybrid human. I'll say it again. Imagine that now there has been a discovery of a xenomorph that is eating a human hybrid, meaning that that xenomorph bred with a human race, creating a hybrid, but that is turned into the source of food for the xenomorph. I mean, imagine that if that was truly the case, if that was actually found. Okay, now quit imagining it because it's been found. It has been found, it's been delivered, and there is an active effort to suppress the information. There is absolutely 100% been found a xenomorph impregnating a female, creating a hybrid child, and that hybrid child is being devoured by his own creator. Just try and wrap your brain around that.
Perhaps a demonstration is in order.
No, that is the last thing that is in order. Oh,
Poor
my
groupie
God.
character. Leave him alone. Gather round, gang. Dinner time.
So the xenomorph created a hybrid child, and that's his source of food. Okay, now here are some pictures generated by AI that show exactly what it is. It's the same hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Now imagine this, that the same exact agenda, which is a serpent race eating the hybrid race, which the hybrid is part serpent, part sheep. So the hybridization is a serpent with a sheep race. And that exact same agenda is the same thing as the Vatican being a giant serpent and the building next to it, audience hall, a serpent, showing parthenogenesis. The whole setup for the human race is exactly what's in the hieroglyph. A serpent race hybridized with the sheep race, and the serpent race is eating the sheep race. And it has been made manifest by looking at the building, the Vatican, and looking at the hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. They are identical. Huge problem for the human race. That means the human race is a source of energy, food, for a serpent race. Well, wouldn't that be crazy if that's what Christianity was really about? Saving you from being devoured by the serpent? Wow, surprise. That's what it all is about.
Absolutely not.
So the government shut down, NASA shut down, 3i Atlas is on approach, and nobody's telling the truth. Remember the recent rapture? Yeah, they say it's been rescheduled, like heaven runs on a calendar. And while everyone's laughing at the memes, aliens are crawling out of the oceans and stepping through glowing portals in the sky. Picture it. Cities plunged into chaos, sirens wailing, fighter jets scrambling into the night, only to be torn apart midair by something older, smarter, and hungrier. These aren't little green men. These are predators, beings that watch us grow, fattened us up on technology, on lies, on distractions, just to harvest us when the time came. And the time is now. You'll see it soon enough. Creatures dragging people into the dark while neighbors barricade their doors, praying to gods who've long gone silent. Streetlights flickering, the air tastes like metal, and the sound, swarms of them screaming through the sky as the earth splits open beneath our feet. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's judgment. It's invasion. It's extinction, dressed up as prophecy. And if you're still clinging to hope, I'll tell you what the news won't tell you. Humanity's countdown has already started, and there's no second date for survival. If you enjoyed that, give a follow.
Started to wake up. That trend is continuing. We just had some new volcanic activity get registered this month in October, and that was, I believe it was Kronotskoye volcano that was active just on the 3rd of October. We'll look at the list and everything. But we're continuing to get seismicity there as well. So we're getting these two most recent magnitude 7 earthquakes in September, and we've been having magnitude 6 earthquakes and magnitude 5s. And it kind of looks like it's not going to end, in that there's something that it's building to, or some final conclusion to it. That's the thing. Normally you get a big earthquake, you get the aftershock, and it like settles down. Here, we're getting the seismicity to continue, and these volcanoes are increasingly coming online. And so the question...
Hey, all you beautiful humans. So quick solar and earth frequency update. Just like all these colors, you guys are all responding differently to these heavy frequencies. Check out this beautiful video of the sun up here. 12 C-class flares in the past 24 hours. So small flares, but 12 of them, and filaments off both sides of the sun. You can see them in the video there. And a lot of activity on the sun, even though it's not all Earth directed, okay? That coronal hole is actually waning and fading away. Those solar winds are waning. But 2 days ago, there was several large filament eruptions that set several CMEs in our direction that we're going to see hitting Earth in the next 2 days, the 7th and the 8th. Okay, so be ready for this, all right? Anticipate it, but I'm begging you, try not to respond with stress. Now, you guys have been reaching out from all over the world when huge frequency spikes. Check out the Schumann resonance, a couple more huge spikes, and another blackout. I know you guys are feeling this. Some of you guys ended up hyper, couldn't sleep. Some of you guys, like me, had a hard time waking up, right? And a lot of you are getting exhaustion. You're reaching out to me telling me you're falling asleep, almost standing up, falling asleep in strange, situations at work where you normally wouldn't. Okay, these huge frequencies, especially when they're from the Earth, radically affect your cellular structure. You will respond depending upon your childhood programming and how you've learned to respond to stress. We've all seen people that actually laugh when they're actually in major fear. It's a stress response. It's a coping mechanism. So everybody responds differently, but what I want you to do is breathe deep from your nose all the way to your belly, okay? Breathe it in. Breathe in those beautiful frequencies, these beautiful colors. And I want you to exhale all the stress into your we'll transmute that for you. Reach out if I can help you guys with this. But there's a lot going on. At a full moon tonight and over tomorrow. So beautiful integration period. Please take this in. A lot of you guys are reaching out with heart palpitations. I can help you with that too, but the breathing will help tremendously. Okay? This frequency burst is causing a stress response in your system. Your brain doesn't know what's going on, so it's responding in fight or flight. Okay? You can calm that down. Also, you guys are reaching out with a lot of lucid dreaming. Oh my gosh, seriously? The sleep realms are a beautiful place to connect to the ether. Reach out if I can help you with that. But hey, check out these colors. It's amazing. What a beautiful time to be alive. I love you. Guys, quick update. Yeah, if you watched my video yesterday, 80 degrees at my house and just 20 minutes up the road today. This is what's happening. Crazy shit. But hey, Schumann spike. 60 amplitude. Huge freaking spike. Lots of white spikes and then a complete blackout. It almost put me to sleep. I had to actually pull over and check the satellites to see what was going on. But yeah, take it in. I'm going to take this in. Huge spike. Get some rest if you can. This is shifting your body hardcore, okay? Okay? Reach out. Ask questions. I'll get back to them when I can. When I get back to dry land. But I love you guys. You got this. So if you were just wondering what happened and why all of a sudden you want to fall asleep, you're super hyper or just really discombobulated. Yeah, this is a scientific term. Huge Schumann spike and a blackout. I love you guys. Reach out. Share this.
So I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I was going to talk about this for a while, but is anyone else like looking into the fact that there's 76 volcanoes that are currently erupting? Our poles have moved astronomical. Like they're moving faster than they ever have in history. And on top of that, we've got the earthquakes everywhere and the fires. We've got earthquakes that are happening at Yellowstone National Park and Santorini, which are two of the most massive volcanoes. Like we have the gases that are coming from these different volcanic eruptions that are spreading all over the planet. And then on top of that, we've also got the solar flares that are hitting the magnetic field of our planet, which if it weakens enough can actually cause the poles to flip. And that's concerning because if you've looked into what happens if that, I mean, we don't know for sure. It's theoretical for entertainment purposes only, always and forever, of course. But theoretically,
the clock has only a few seconds left, Celestial, before it hits midnight. He said to me, the clock is about to strike midnight. And when the clock strikes midnight, America will have a massive 12-point earthquake that will utterly shake, rattle, and destroy her. And it will also send her tumbling headlong into the most dystopian and destroyed period of her existence. And the Lord started telling me about how America is going to fall so bad that the people inside the United States are going to get the worst wake-up call that they have ever had. God says that people will be praying to him with snot. You conceive easily, but then due to horrible circumstances that just don't favor you in life, you lose that baby. The way that woman would be crying to the Lord and asking the Lord why, and she's not thinking about makeup and looking good the way women always want to be presented their best. She's just crying and wailing with tears, with snot, with spit. That kind of praying is the kind of praying that God says American people will have. And he was strongly telling me that I should not use up my energy on telling people to listen, telling people to settle down, trying to correct people. He was telling me these things are absolutely useless on the audience that you are working with, because until they are chastised, they will never, ever, ever make the corrective measures that are necessary for them to be saved.
No, I love when people like make predictions and then they just don't put the like time on it, you know? That's why, I mean, when people make these predictions, I feel like people avoid the times because so they don't have to take accountability for saying the shit that they just said. But it's okay to be wrong. But how do y'all feel about people that say that God is talking straight to them and nobody else, and that they have all the information? And how many times have we seen these people be just so goddamn wrong? But so happen to be if something happens in the future, oh, I was right the whole time, but you didn't put a date on it. Nothing. I don't know how to feel about that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments down below. I think it's fucking diabolical. Be for real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That story back in April about what was about to happen. And here's an update because I just found this out yesterday. And if you don't know what's going on in the UK, back in April, they did something unprecedented. The government, they secretly took the iPhone manufacturer Apple to court, trying to force them to create a backdoor access into every iCloud account on the planet to protect national interest. This was unprecedented. It caused a ripple wave across the nations across the world about this. And then with a lot of international pressure, they decided to back down off that some months later. Well, I found out yesterday, here's the update, that they have started it again, and they're now trying to take Apple to court to force a backdoor access on iCloud account users. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak. This is the domino that starts falling. Because if they're forced to create a backdoor access to iCloud account users, guess who gets also a backdoor access to iCloud account users?
Criminals.
Hackers. The entire international community who have knowledge about these types of things are saying don't do this because it will create chaos. That happens, people will be jumping off the cloud like a ship on fire because they don't want intrusion, they don't want hackers, they want to keep their data private. So the whole world's starting to gravitate into a new direction of managing your own storage, phone storage, self-management, cloud storage, self-management, how to do that. So I've been talking to people about this for a year. So if you want to get on learning how to do this, there's a lot of expensive ways to do it. I'm going to show you the way that I've been doing it, and I'm going to make this really quick so as to not hold up your time. So I use an external hard drive like this one. This is a no app required device, which means you do not have to download an app off the App Store. It works for both iPhone and Android. It simply uses the filing system built into your iPhone or Android to use this. No subscription fees. You plug this in, you move your memories from your phone to these devices or pull them from the cloud to these devices. I have tutorials right here pinned on my account that teach you how to use it on an Android phone, on an iPhone, and how to pull your data off the iCloud. And it has a 1-year warranty. It ships out of Nevada. It takes 3 to 5 business days to get to you. If you have any questions, you can send me a message.
Warning all iPhone users, the UK government is trying to get inside your phone once again, and this time it's no accident. Welcome back to the True Earther News, where we don't just scroll past the headlines, we decode them, and today the UK government has officially demanded that Apple build a backdoor into the encrypted iCloud backups for every British user. They say it's for national security, but history shows us exactly what this really is. It's a control grab. Now, us truthers know that this isn't new because they have tried this many times before. Back in 2015, the Investigatory Powers Act, the so-called Snoopers Charter, gave the government huge surveillance powers, including the right to secretly access encrypted data. Apple pushed back. Then in 2022 to 2022, under the Online Safety Bill, they tried to force tech companies to scan your private messages on your device before encryption. So yeah, ultimately on multiple occasions, our government have tried to turn the iPhones into government spyware. Apple have then threatened to pull the iMessage and FaceTime from the UK rather than comply. And obviously the public went mad and the government quietly shelved the plan. Fast forward to today, and here comes the same agenda dressed up in a new excuse. So why do we think that they're pushing this now? Just look at the bigger picture. Digital ID systems are being rolled out, 6G and AI surveillance infrastructure is expanding very fast, the public trust in institutions is very much collapsing, and right in the middle of all this chaos, they decide it's time to take a break on encryption. This isn't random, it's strategic as always, you know. If they keep the keys to your phone, they get the keys to everything else that's coming. You know, they have tried this quietly, they've tried this legally, and they have even tried this emotionally, you know. Think of the children. But encryption isn't the enemy. It protects journalists, whistleblowers, businesses, families, everyone. The moment a backdoor exists, it's not just the government that can use it, it's hackers, corporations, foreign states. The floodgates swing wide open, and once they have access, they never give it back. But yeah, don't worry, beautiful people. I'm sure the government only wants to peek into your phone for your own good. I mean, what's a little privacy invasion between friends, right? It's not like history's full of governments misusing power. Oh wait. Oh yeah, so go ahead, keep believing it's just security. Meanwhile, you know, the back doors are wide open and they are knocking very hard. So either stay comfy or stay curious and conscious. Your call, beautiful people. And I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
You know what type of control they want? Yeah, I remember the incident that happened at the Miami Mall when they were making people delete the stuff out of their phones and they was checking everybody's phones, and we all know it was diabolical, right? About how many police officers showed up for kids fighting, right? Now think about it. How easy it would be for them to delete. They can ping from the towers. They know who was there at the mall. They know who devices is on. They can get into those devices and delete all the footage from the iCloud. They don't need to pull you, detain you, and then get rid of your information from your phone. They'll be able to do it remotely. Boom, just like that. They'll be able to know. They'll be able to ping people that are onto certain technologies. Some people that are building top secret technologies that they don't want the government to get a hold to, and the government to come. Pow! Now I'm on your ass. I got your technology. I got everything. This shit can go real bad. I don't know if y'all understand that. And you know, a lot of y'all got booty clapping situations on your phone that they can probably get access to. Maybe a hacker can get on there and blackmail you from your booty clapping situations on your phone as well, too, right? I'm just saying, look, a lot of y'all like, oh shit, like, hey, let me boycott this shit now. Like, yeah, exactly. So look, man, you know, this can go real bad, just like the control that they wanted from TikTok. Now TikTok is not the same. Now we don't see a bunch of stuff that's happening internationally like that. We have to really go outside of TikTok to find those type of articles and information now. They made it harder for us to communicate from land to different land mass, you know? They don't want us in communication with each other because you will start to understand that these governments are all the same. They're controlled by somebody. But let's keep going.
Doesn't this raise your eyebrows?
Coca-Cola just signed a 5-year, $1.1 billion deal with Microsoft. 5 years ago, it was discovered that there were fluorescent nanoparticles in Coca-Cola. Now, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I might think there were more to this partnership.
Now, according to reports, Microsoft and the Coca-Cola Company have announced a 5-year strategic partnership to align Coca-Cola's core technology strategy system-wide. So it is said to enable the adoption of leading-edge technology and foster innovation and productivity globally. Using Azure Open AI service, Coca-Cola is currently exploring the use of generative AI-powered digital assistants. Now, did you know they have found nanotechnology in Coca-Cola and in Pepsi products? Have a look at this. The biodistribution study in major organs indicated that the MPs were easily accumulated in the digestive tract, and they were able to cross the blood-brain barrier and dispersed into the brain. Questions, and of course suspicions, have been raised in recent years.
So when people hear something like that, they're thinking of Pepsi products as just a Pepsi can or a Coca-Cola can, like this one. No, I don't drink this shit. This particular can was given to my daughter to clean the stuff off the battery terminal of her truck. And it also moves rust off of old tools. So no, I don't drink it. But you have to look into what other products these companies own. And it could be energy drinks, it could be water, it could be all kinds of stuff coming out of the same plant. So just think about that. It's not, when they say these brands and these companies, it's not just those names. It's everything in the companies with those names that those companies manufacture and sell to the public. You know, the other part about this is, think about it. If you were making something for somebody to eat or drink, and you're putting all this other trash in it that you didn't know what would happen, what kind of person are you? Because that's who's doing this stuff, and the stuff that they want you to eat and drink.
Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Look, do you see it? All these dudes. Look, what do they all have in common? What do they all have in common, guys?
Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Ben Skoranek, A-Rod. More and more athletes are finally starting to understand the danger behind wireless technology like Bluetooth headphones.
You gotta protect the brain.
So I didn't even think about that because the radiation,
Electromagnetic.
they're all just going in there.
This is not a conspiracy theory. There is legitimate science.
Oh, but it's a conspiracy theory. When we talk about it, we talked about this for years, and now you see everybody start to change. They watching, y'all. They've been watching us for the longest. They might not publicly support it because how it's viewed, but they watching. They didn't just learn this from their doctors or anybody around. They're watching. They understanding the information that's out here, y'all.
Science dating back to the 1960s showing that non-native electromagnetic fields can have detrimental impacts on plants, animals, and humans. And it's not just your headphones. It's your Wi-Fi, cell towers, cell phones, electronic devices, electric vehicles, power lines, the wiring inside your walls, the light emitted from your device screens, and more. In our modern environment, we are being inundated by these fields everywhere we go, and as technology continues to grow, this is the #1 health problem we will.
We're all being watched 24/7, and this is how they're doing it. This is Titan Point in the middle of New York City. Like, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. And it's just the most unhuman looking building ever. No windows, no lights, just these massive vents that go all the way around it. Everyone on the streets walks by it like it doesn't even exist. At night, it goes completely dark, disappearing from view like it's actually not even there. But what is it? Why does it look like some evil villain's fortress, some dystopian looking monument straight out of Dune? The official story is that it's an AT&T phone line building that was built in the 70s. And for the most part, that's what it is. Millions of calls are routed through its servers every day. But these are some of the few images of the inside of the building that exist, which were all taken in the 90s. Apparently, people aren't even supposed to be inside of it. And it's designed to run almost entirely remote, completely empty of human beings. Just cold, calculated machines running a pretty dark operation. Because Edward Snowden exposed what this building is really doing. This guy right here, if you remember him, huge NSA whistleblower who's been hiding in Russia for like over 10 years because the government's literally after him. Well, in some of his leaked documents, they're talked about a central surveillance hub in the middle of New York City that was run by AT&T, codenamed Titan Point, a building that used a very specific type of technology called 4ESS switches. And the only building that's in New York City run by AT&T and uses 4ESS switches is this one right here. And for the most part, it is a data routing center for phone calls, internet, and satellite communications. But the leaked documents reveal that there's a hidden room in this building called the SCIF, Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility, which basically acts as a wiretap room that duplicates all the data that passes through the building and sends it directly to the NSA, the National Security Agency run by the US government, who use an internal search engine called X-Keyscore that allows them to search up any information that passes through this building, making this building a massive spy center for all your private phone and internet data hidden in plain sight. Its address is also 33 Thomas Street, and if you don't know what 33 means, this is not the video for that. But hey, if you don't live in the New York region, surely your private data is safe, right? Nope, because there are at least 8 other hubs like these across the US that are used by the NSA for the very same purpose. In LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, Washington DC, all run by AT&T. Creepy, dystopian looking buildings with little to no windows that don't look like they were made for humans, but for machines that are slowly replacing our human workforce. Makes you wonder if this is the direction that buildings and city skylines of the future are headed in, all run by cold, calculated programs with no regard for privacy or human values, watching every move you make. Things are getting pretty 1984 out here.
Oh my god, oh my god.
This is so scary, guys. They're doing it, guys. They had to create the 5G towers and the blue lights, which happened while you were home to save lives and take something. So they told the scientists that they needed to have the 5G towers with the blue lights and the you know what from 2020.
Is this considered light code lockdown? Let's get back to it. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you still paying attention? Are you picking up on the vibe? Can't describe everything because, you know, I got people that love me. Come on now.
I'm not gonna say what, but Fauci recommended it a lot, Dr. Fauci. All those three things combined, once you took that, their DNA is altered. So when they release a signal of 18 gigahertz, jump from the quantum computers through the 5G towers, through the blue lights into possessing the bodies of those who took the you know what, turning them into complete zombies. They're gonna search for death and not find it. When the time is right, they're gonna release a signal of 18 gigahertz pulsating for 1 minute 3 different times, cracking open the nanoparticle gels that holds a pathogen that deletes gene 1p36. That gene is responsible for critical thinking.
Particles, the hydrogel, there exists pathogens inside of the particles that have not yet opened. Those pathogens are chimeric. They include E. coli, Marburg, Ebola staphylococcus, and brewer's yeast, amongst others. We know that upon the broadcast from the 5G system that is now employed across the United States, and the world for that matter, when they broadcast an 18 gigahertz signal for 1 minute, 3 different times as a pulse, it will cause those lipid nanoparticles to swell and release these pathogenic contents, thereby causing a Marburg epidemic that they've already spent the money on. It's already done, right? The Marburg epidemic, for purposes of the law, has happened, and now we just need the actual disaster to happen. And there's actually worse parts to it than that, including the 1p36 gene deletion that effectively will turn those poor people into zombies. Yeah. Odd as that sounds, our government's preparing for that.
Just got my guns ready. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got all the smoking guns for the zombies, but extraterrestrials on the ship and stuff like that, that's a different story. But I think they're just here to view what's about to happen. It's about to be a great awakening, a great divide. And some people ain't gonna survive. Some people ain't gonna feel the vibe. Some people ain't gonna be here to thrive. Some people ain't gonna be left alive. Some people gonna be having a certain look in their eyes when they gon' I was killing it for a second though. Hey, but look, let's get back to it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm starting to cut up.
Control towers in Newark, in Denver, and in Phoenix. Long delays due to staffing yesterday, according to the FAA. In Burbank, the air traffic control tower left completely unmanned overnight for roughly 6 hours.
We're beginning closing down the tower. Is it because of the shutdown that you guys are going? It's for staffing. Burbank tower is closed.
Controllers in San Diego took over for Burbank, but the delays remained. California Governor Gavin Newsom blaming the president online, while in Washington, partisan fighting continues, with Republicans blaming Democrats for the shutdown.
The Democrats are the ones that started this.
As workers across the federal government, including air traffic controllers, go without pay. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says there's been a slight uptick of sick calls, resulting in flight delays.
If we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people.
Duffy says he's heard from workers about their concerns.
They have bills they have to pay. So now they're thinking about that at the same time that they're controlling the airspace.
The National Air Traffic Controllers Union calls the ongoing crisis the latest example of how fragile the system is in the midst of a national controller shortage.
We do not have time to waste on the unnecessary distractions created by this shutdown. So our message is clear. In the shutdown.
The union says it's working with the FAA to mitigate disruptions, but the concern this morning, this could get worse, with the busy holiday travel season now just over a month away.
You know what? I need to run for president or something like that and make me the president because, look, you know how much money Donald Trump has at this point in his life, especially this term. He's made a lot of money in crypto, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Be a billionaire again. It's crazy, right? So I'm just saying, man, like if I was president and I got that much money, just saying what I would do. See, that's why people like us would never become president in this day and age until things change, until we take it back, right? Because, all right, if we do have a government shutdown, we can't agree on a budget in important jobs like air traffic controlling and stuff like that, bro, I have enough money that I'll never run out of money ever. With billions and billions of dollars, I would pay the air traffic controllers out of my own pocket. I would tell them, stay into work. Stay in work. Actually, I'll give you a little bonus too. I'm a multi-billionaire. Some of these people are close to being, they're going to be trillionaires at some point, especially messing with crypto. Man, I will pay you until we come up with a new budget out of my own pocket. See, that's what's wrong with humanity, man, as a whole. We're not thinking together. We're not working together. It's all about greed. It's all about, oh, we're just going to look out for these set of people. And that's what's wrong with us, man. And that's why I think that everything has to change. The human resonance is changing. The vibrations of the earth, the volcanoes are awaking again. All for a reason. That's because we've been sold out. We've been lied to. We've been indoctrinated, man, since we can remember, since we went to school, you know? We've all been trained to like hate certain sections of people for many different reasons, pinning us against each other in a feud that blinds us with rage. But most of us are waking up and understanding what exactly is going on. I don't hate people on this planet. I hate the things that's happening to us as a collective. But we're resilient, we're brilliant, and we're creating a better earth for ourselves. And everything is changing because of us. Hopefully the aliens ain't coming to eat us though. Real talk though, that kind of messed me up a little bit though. But look, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I see y'all in the next video, man. Just make sure y'all subscribe. Put y'all notifications on so you can get these videos as soon as they drop. Cause you know, goddamn, you know these things be hot. Drop it like. All right, I'm stop. I'm sorry, y'all. But hopefully y'all like the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.